The reason why I wanted to ask anybody, I'm a good obunaba, I'm a only obunaba substance abuser. It is just people misbehaving. Kaka abala mokwana malaria. Amarokwana high blood pressure. It is also a health problem. And I want us to understand that it is a health problem. Elabana, from the definition of substance abuser, you use chemicals to be able to get a certain pleasure from it. Pleasure, the pleasure of, maybe the feeling you get, maybe when you take alcohol. Let me give you a clear example. Amado the hospital here, they are in severe pain. Over some of them have spine problem, nerve problem, some their legs. There's no medication in the hospital that can make them feel better. There are certain drugs and it doesn't last for long. Ta overweight and a chicken on our prescription. Because of that, because the duration is shorter, after 2 hours, that because of that, they want to constantly take it. So that is also abuse. But they become over-reliant on those medications because the absence of pain is the most blessed thing you can experience. Like illegally over. So that is why it is not every substance abuse is because of a behavioral problem. A lot out of curiosity. The whole nyeba manya amapa jijo nyeba onunamao. Because even we the doctors are the cause. Maybe there's a problem with you have a medical condition. Yung lo achikanu. Badogbo na achikado lia. Sometimes everybody am a shama paper body alola. Some people can Amado Lee, but let me give an example. Amado Lee, maybe you secondary school. Maybe Munya, Alonia, they went to smoke. They took in a substance like cocaine, alo, heroin, alo, marijuana. Amado Lee, no near manana organam. Amado no near. They want to take it more and they become addicted to it. It is not because it's because of the way their body is, their genes are. Look at my genes, offer their makeup. Tamadolia, no, they experience hard drugs. They become addicted to it naturally. And until you know yourself, and by the end, there are some things you can easily get addicted to it. You stay away from them. They can take the substance and then they go crazy. Amadole, they can be on it all the time. Nothing will happen to them. About something like marijuana. All the drugs, in fact, they are all from God's creation. Marijuana, it is part of God's creation. Heroin, will a lab. It is created by man. And it was created by man. Marijuana, cocaine is from a plant called coca. Yes. And then cannabis marijuana is from cannabis. They are all around us. And God said He has blessed everything for us to have and to eat. But excess of everything, that is where the problem is. But how do you know that there is an excess? Who defines the excess? Is it your system that will tell you it is excess? But the way you behave normally, you started behaving abnormally. Nenamake, amadolia, something like coke. It is also, we are also abusing coke. It's a substance abuse. Gakamadolia, usnaba cocaine, play marijuana, or substance abuse. But coke is, you are not supposed, ideally, Kaka amadolia, they cannot do without it. And there's a substance in it that easily makes you addicted to it. Amagadamanyao. Nana la manania you become makela lucuzade hammer. Amos naba lucuzade najodo opla lucuzade bonano. But with time you can easily get addicted because there's something in it that easily gets you addicted. Miracle misanya goma. Mijima, I want to take it from a certain angle. Nemi asagoma menyaba bavuvio ke abuse na drugs so. You and I, normal people, CEOs, pastors, they all abuse drugs. Now, motherly, onyo suffer because of the stress of work. Ejabo on no sleeping tablets, I don't know. With time, they become addicted to it. And with time, it destroys your system. That is why we call it an abuse. Miracle Misa Gomodi. Tanemi unpuncho drug abuse, or substance abuse, miapo susukatan kweyena alcohol, marijuana, blongo. But all these things are parts. But at the end of the day, it destroys your body. No alcohol, it will destroy your body. No sleeping tablet, it will destroy your body. The same effect it will give is the same effect that one will also give. Anybody at all is capable of abusing medication. In Canada, more abuse than medication. I don't work baby because of someone has pain, chronic pain. That a chicken no banana sana didi. Amado holia. They are depressed. They are stressed at work. Ta alove viembe abe mila church na mila solma alo mila school mila dofa na ejeshu valiado or sister or brother na koba ama the person has become withdrawn. Na no food them. Sometimes just talking and conversing with the person just help. Akashigada amasham everybody's minding their business. Ale oh aleke, how are you doing? To probe further, I'm busy. Everybody is running up and down. Just taking time to talk to the person is more than enough. That because the person gets depressed, and the next thing he will go taking alcohol or taking substances to make him happy because he's sad, and they become dependent on it. Even sometimes the stress of life can also easily make people do that. Sometimes it's not really a stranger. The person can be abusing medication, but you will never know. We will be each other's keeper. Now, if you see a slight change in Amarapo behavior, your brother and your sister, how are you? How are you doing? There was a video I watched on YouTube. Two friends, Jigado in another stadium. No, stadium. There's one who is always happy and excited and shouting. The other one, he looks quiet and withdrawn. They kept showing those pictures. The same thing. Jigado, no, one is excited. Oh, what is this? Are you okay? The other one, then eventually, the last picture, the person who was always withdrawn was seated, and the other one, the one who was excited, was not there. He had committed suicide. Yes. Like it doesn't always follow the normal pattern. The person can be hiding their feeling by faking excitement. But they get engaged in some of these illegal activities. And then the other thing, but most of the drugs they are legal drugs and illegal drugs. Illegal drugs, they are the only reason why they are calling them illegal. But over effect is so dangerous. It can affect your social life, your health, your emotional and psychological well-being. That is the only reason why. And then taking those drugs can affect you and affect the next person. So that is why they've said those ones are illegal. Adolia, they are legal drugs, but we take it in excessive amounts or too many times at a time. That is why it becomes drug abuse. Example, Amadoli, Northern Regional. They have this belief where when they crash paracetamol, like 50 tablets, or mix it drinks, and no, it gives them manpower. Yes. Gaka, at the end of the day, they are destroying their liver. They will die very soon. And when they died, somebody will say, oh, this person is young. What happened? But it's because they abuse those drugs. Another person can be alcohol. I'm at a heroin. I'm at a marijuana. So you see that one is legal. It will destroy your liver. Marijuana and all those will also destroy your system. Even tobacco. Tobacco like this can also destroy your lungs, and it can affect you. One of the things I want us to all know, let me give today's topic. I'm touching on things that we don't usually put our minds to, because a lot of us, we heard more and more about drug abuse. One is, if you have a chain smoker in your house, you, the person who is not smoking, who lives in the same house, you're also a smoker. We call it secondary smoker. Yours is even more dangerous than the other person. You choose to stay back and not talk about it in a certain way, not to, in a loving way, you are also going to be affected. In a right path, you correct the person. So out of curiosity, about secondary school view in a jigada, out of curiosity, that is the part that a lot of we, the parents, I think we have to pay attention to. I have never remembered, but Daniel Fofonio, young poor body, there's something we call marijuana, cocaine, and all that. Stay away. The only time I got to know it about some adverts, Akola coin, that advert. That was the first time I heard about illicit drugs, because our parents don't teach us about those things, and it's important. Now, let's look at it this way: you have a son or a daughter. There are certain things that are not good for your system. The same way we say too much sweet is not good, too much this is not good. Let them know that there are certain things that are also not good. There are some people in our communities who have abused drugs and have become street children. Let them see them and let them know why they are like that. And when they see it, they get scared. They see daddy is looking good. He is well kept. He has a good job. He has money. And you see a rascal on the streets and you tell them it's because of drugs. They have seen firsthand that, no, I don't want to be like this person. But we don't talk about it at all. And some of them too, their lifestyles we live. But you send him to go and buy alcohol. It is not, we are not living by good example. And we children especially, we learn from what we see and not what we say. Every time when you send a child, I think it happened right under my nose. I have an uncle, he takes the thought before he eats. Before he eats, there's no way he will take it. And he kept sending his son. And I have seen the trend. The father has been drinking for long. The first son too has been drinking, and he has even added smoking weed to it. And then his youngest son too, you started sending him to go and buy you alcohol. What example are you setting? It's like there's a trap that has been set, and you are initiating him into it. But we also live by a good example. And a good example is not just you getting involved. You should also teach them about it. And then the other thing I want us to also look at is how the home is. Because of the way things are, we are so busy with work, roles. Some people, I don't know anybody's activity, but let me give you an example. Daddy goes to work or mommy goes to work from Monday to Friday. He leaves home very early and comes late. Saturday, daddy is in church. Daddy is he's a presbyter. He's part of the executives of whichever group he is. He will go Saturday morning, he will go for outdooring. Afternoon, he has a church program he will go to. In the evening, another program. By the time it's in the evening, Sunday, we'll come to church. We'll spend after church. There's another meeting. So you don't really spend time with your children. And you have no idea who their friends are. The friends they have, where they go to. You don't know. You are always shouting, learn, learn, learn. They'll learn all right, but you don't know how they are learning. The last time we went to the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, we have learned people who are there. There's so much pressure on them to learn that they had to resort to using drugs to stay up to be able to keep their grades, just because daddy says you should bring 100% home. Have you taken your time to ask them how was school? What are the things? What are the challenges? I'll me warn you. Jigada. We just want to see the results. How the results come about. Minya. Ta love everybody. Miakata mianyenyo miano view miavio fio ina valio oloshi fio opo valio opo ajabnya jeshi opo valio papum. O dada klo bono ina ba o yo ina fia minya fio ina. So we're able to have detailed information about our children. Sometimes it's not only broken homes. Some people come from very good home. They are not separated. But you'll be surprised by the kind of things they indulge themselves in. We talk to our children. It's very, very important. A lot of us parents too, sometimes the kind of pressure we put on our children, you are comparing your children to other people. So they want to belong to a certain class. But the truth of the matter, if you go to SOS, all the international schools, sometimes it doesn't come out. A lot of these children, they get involved in substance abuse. They smoke weed. Those international schools, they do it. And most of the ministers' children, they do it. It doesn't come out. But they're able to hide it. Even in the rich homes, in the poor homes, it is happening. So the drug abuse, a lot of the time, they say it's poverty. But even in the rich homes, cocaine, so there's no way you can be poor and be taking cocaine. You should have money. Because of the costly nature of it, they get involved in illegal activities. They sell. Recently, one man of God was saying, but in Amadoku, a mansion with everything in with his 2 children. And because of the upbringing they had, it was Fofokua. They squandered all the money. Gavo, every day. Today they will sell TV to go and buy alcohol. They will sell air conditioning. At the end of the day, they sold everything, was just left with the house. And we are going to sell the house too. So that is how bad it can get. All these things should be checked. So, what is the role we have to play in helping our younger generation and other people, even the adults, stay away from all these things? In the hospital, we call something prevention. Find a way of stopping it before it even happens. And those who are involved, what can we do to help them? And those who have come out of it, what can we do to prevent them from going back? It is easy to always go back. Very, very easy. So in prevention, so that is why as presbyters in the church, in our home, so each of us comes from a home. In the home, how do we help our children? How do we help our neighbors, our aunties' children to be able to stay away from all this? That's what we talked about. It's elevating, but the family system must be in place. We should all be part of bringing these children up in a godly way. Now, my parents were not hard on me that I should go a certain way. I won't get to where I have gotten to. We bring up our children in the way of the Lord. So when they are old, it will not depart from them. Usually, they view after a certain age, their behavior is already formed. There's nothing you can do to change it. So before they get to that point, we have to train them well to be able to have certain morals, to be God-fearing, to obey rules, to be responsible, to have boundaries for them. Maybe you went through a lot of difficulties growing up. You have money, and you can be able to afford anything for your child. It has gotten to a point where they don't want their children to suffer. And in quotes, because of that, They don't obey. They don't scold them. No one American blog. Leave them alone. The least nobody you hear any co-plug now. We don't the tablets we buy for them. We don't know what they watch. We don't know the things they get. WhatsApp groups. So if I show some of these WhatsApp groups to you, it is amazing. You don't know what they want. I got a phone after university. I don't want my children to suffer, so you get them a phone. Getting them a phone, you have handed them their death certificates indirectly. Yes, but in as much as you want your children to enjoy, we should do responsible parenting. We should be careful what we allow in our home. Whatever you allow is what you get at the end. That is one way. And in our communities too as well. A lot of the times, we belong to certain boards in society. Hello, they are policy makers. No there's a budget, no policy to be able to educate people about all these things. Some of you are against substance abuse. You are against all these illegal things that is going on. But your action and inaction can also affect other people around you indirectly. No budgets, but you should create awareness. A gamma economy, you slash the money and pocket it. So that awareness creation does not go around. So some people will not hear about it. Indirectly, you have affected all those children who need to be helped. So let us look at it holistically. I don't have a role to play, but we all have a role to play. In a community where we find ourselves, and encourage them, talk to them. They say we don't scold, you can't advise other people's children. Who came up with that rule? It is, let us make a change where we are, wherever we find ourselves. We talk about those things. And then the other thing in the church, sometimes it is good, it's very important. We speak about spiritual well-being. Our day-to-day living is also important. Let's take it this way. We know that our body is the temple of God. There's no way the Spirit of God can live in a dead body. Once you are dead, the Spirit lives. Isn't that so? How do we keep the Spirit of God alive in that person? It's important we keep our physical beings also healthy. How do we do that? Let me point you about drug abuse and all other health conditions. There's no way the person can be healthy enough for the Spirit of God to live in that body. We also take good care of our body. In taking good care of our body, substance abuse is real. When we do that, you cut someone's life short. Maybe you are supposed to live up to 70 years. And because of you, maybe when you become 40 years, or through your evangelism, somebody's life will be saved. But you cut your life short by involving in drug abuse. Indirectly, somebody will not receive salvation because of that. So that is why it is important, but not abusing medications and all that. A lot of the time, instead of going straight to the point, some of these issues, so we try to dilly-dally around it. Maybe it's church, so we are supposed to talk about God. But God has given us this earth. And He says that everything He has given us, the earth, the birds of the earth, we are in charge of it. The fishes, everything crawling, we are in charge. We are our brother's keeper. So it is all part of our spiritual mandates, but we will help one another to be able to achieve this. The other part I want to talk about is those who have found themselves, who are addicted. What can we do about it to be able to help them? A lot of the time, we don't have a lot of rehabilitation centers. Rehabilitation centers are about a home where they try to help those people come out of their addiction. A lot of the time, we don't have some of these things. But if you see that a mother is getting addicted to something now, what can you do in your own way to be able to help this person? Sometimes it starts by amadena bagbobo or ihianaga. Like you know this person is addicted and he needs money to buy food. If you give the money to the person will go and buy drugs. He will not eat. So why don't you provide the food for the person? That is one way. Kaka, we tend to shun them. Nobody we don't want to help them. We have this attitude like we think that they are the worst sinners. We don't want them close. Yes, we don't even want close. We don't want to draw them close to us. Tell everybody, let's speak to them, get them close, find out why they are abusing those medications. If you listen to Amagadana Sofa story, they are not doing it out of their will, and they have to find means and ways to be able to scrap dealers. So those who do heavy duty work, they need something to keep their system going, and with time, they get addicted through no fault of theirs. That all of you will talk to them, you keep talking to them. It's not a one-time talk, continuous talking. We give up on them easily, and that doesn't help. Some people genuinely, smoking, they can't just stop on their own. They need someone to pull their hand and send them to a rehab, bring them to church, talk to them continuously. And you see, in all of these, you can be the best of parents. You can be the best of pastor preaching and then talking to your children. When they leave your presence, somebody, a spiritual battle, we have to recruit all these children into our folk. And you are not there. The only way you can solve them is through prayers. That even though we talk to them, we advise them, but we cover them with the blood of Jesus. We cover them, we protect. We send the angels of God around them all the time to be with them, to take them from bad company. Because sometimes the temptations will come, but you have to flee. But if you're not able to flee, you get yourself involved. We also do that. When it comes to the government is supposed to do policies to be able to help these people. Right now as we speak, the new drug that has come, red it's a very dangerous drug. Achikama is a medical, it's a malaba heroin onyolo. Achiko zana la hospital onya. Is a steroid. They abuse it. You see, every drug, achika the share paper side effects. But achika the never coaching in your funo and okay maybe your funo. Achika mo knows abana herdema no kwinawa. It prevents vomiting. Kakana on now a higher dose na nyong na GV. Anochi amadoduma no kwino anochi atando as a gomade. So there's a positive side effect. Some of them too are there's a negative side effect. That steroid ma chikama epo onali kakepa side effects and you feel high and they like that feeling, so they tend to abuse it. That is why it is very dangerous. Achikama you become like a zombie. And when you're like a zombie blogger, you can stand at one place or you can and be sleeping. They'll come and tap you, will just be there. Imagine you're a driver of a STC bus and you take that drug and you just go off, the lives that will be lost. That is what, if you go to the lorry station, that is what happens. You get no driver so cola energy drink that year. Gadali, how many energy drink that do? If you see someone driving a car with that energy drink, you just have to pray to God that you get to wherever you are going safely. Tramadol is a very good painkiller. Not monotramadol, it has an effect on them. Tramadol it doesn't cause a problem. There's a certain reaction that goes on. Type side effects are tramadol, energy drink. She got now move prescribed tramadol now over your emoji. But it is the reason why the drug was made in able to help people with pain. But not us alone. Or painkiller adali ojabamia konoa. Painkillers are dolia. No quinama with ulcer to become worse. So the next drug is tramadol, which is also very good. Kakamara, because of the tag with tramadol or emojimu. But that is not because Ghana fear. It is not an over-the-counter medication. Over-the-counter medication, yeah, chikyo abapara, attain drugstore avaflo. Like antibiotics and other medication, you need a prescription. Most of the pharmacies, they don't request for prescription. Just very few of them. And you'll be surprised that most of those pharmacies will withdraw a chicken more because of the money that they can get from it. That you are a pharmacy owner and you are importing those drugs and you know that it is not good. You are preaching against substance abuse, then you are not being truthful. So that is also another side to it. Once the side effects of the drugs in your body, apart from you're damaging your system, mentally, you are not okay. There are different side effects. They are depressant. No calm. Then nurse stories or adroa. I don't know some of these illicit drugs are. No, you wanna mamla as like drafts, and they'll just be sitting down laughing. That is the effect of the drug. Ajona, Amadoholia, Achikadolia, no near. They become very aggressive. Those number, they are the strongest people in the world. The tax, they think they are stronger than everybody in the world. So they become, the slighter things, they become violent and aggressive. That is what they do. It gives them a certain feeling, some euphoria. Like, it gets them happy and excited. It takes them to cloud 9. I don't know how to say it in airway. It takes them to cloud 9. That feeling alone is so nice. But they will always want to take it. They'll be hearing things. And the truth, I don't know if there's a research. But Mr. Amado, some musician, no, week long, that is when they get inspired. And it is true because it wears on certain parts of the brain that's other